Tarek the Red, and next up on the agenda is to help you understand how to transition into the person that you want to be that actually embodies the qualities you want to emulate. So, in my last video, I said you want to LARP those qualities, mime those qualities, do everything you can to display those qualities, even if you don't currently see yourself that way. And so, what exactly does that mean? So I wanted to expand on that a little bit so that you can summon what you need to summon in order for those actions to become your automatic reaction, where your old knee-jerk reactions of the past are replaced with new knee-jerk reactions, the knee-jerk reactions of the person that you know who you really are, you know that you could be. And when I say that, I don't just mean the version of you that exists in your mind. You know what I mean? For instance, you could be someone that sees yourself as a ladies' man, even though you get like no women at all, and you just have this complete weird denial of reality. I don't know if you've ever heard of a woman named Florence Foster Jenkins. She was like this horrible, horrible singer, and yet she actually managed to become a famous singer. And for her entire life, it was like she was totally unaware of the fact that she couldn't sing at all. And so it's my hope that you're not like that. You're not like the person that somehow in your mind, you live as a good singer, and yet, objectively speaking, you're not. And so, you won't be someone that tries to be patient. You'll be someone that's patient. You won't be someone that tries to be forgiving. You'll be someone that is forgiving. You won't have to mime these things. You won't have to fake it at all eventually. Eventually, this will be who you are. Like I said, an elevation in consciousness comes along with an elevation in behavior. Providence can seem a little stingy when it comes to his spiritual gifts. If you want the milk and honey, you got to be the type of person that earns the milk and honey. And so again, going back to my last video, how I talked about, like Muhammad's dedication and Muhammad moving like a train, you need to carry that in your spiritual journey. You need to have that amount of dedication. You can't be like these TikTokers I've dated that, they say they're spiritual and they say they're a certain way, and yet there's absolutely no practice in their life whatsoever. They're still just knee-jerk reactionaries. However, they are knee-jerk reactionaries with the opinion that they're perfect as they are, and they've never had to do anything to better themselves. And so we're going to look at some qualities that you might want to have in your life, but you don't have them. And since I already mentioned it, we can look at patience as an example. So regular life, your regular lived life will continuously throw situations at you where you can practice this. And it's important, that's why I use the word practice, that you take those moments, recognize that you are being given an opportunity to practice your patience. Okay, so the next time you're on an airplane and you hear a baby crying, actively try to be a more patient, empathetic person. The next time you're behind somebody in line at the gas station who's buying 25 scratch-offs and they're in the way, practice your patience. As you do this, you will just naturally become a more patient person. You won't be the knee-jerk reactionary whose whatever it is that you're up to is more important than what everybody else is up to. You know what I mean? And you can do, I like to look at it in certain ways. Say I'm behind this person at the gas station, and I'm trying to check out, and I'm in a hurry, and they won't stop buying everything behind the counter. They won't get out of the way with their scratch-offs. And whenever I'm leaving the gas station, I'm headed to Walmart to buy cleaning supplies for the house. Okay, so do I even really need to get impatient? It's kind of silly that I want this person to get to a hurry so that I can do what? Go to Walmart? You know what I mean? It's almost like we're in a hurry for no reason. People are in a hurry to get to their destination, even when the destination is shit. In this case, Walmart. Okay, and so next, we're going to look at forgiveness. I'm sure that you've had plenty of people in your life do the selfish thing to you, and I'm sure life continuously throws things at you that require forgiveness. This could be from your friends, your family. This could be from people that are online arguing with you in comment sections. But the point I'm trying to make is life itself, without you having to really do anything at all, will continuously throw situations at you where you can practice your forgiveness. Now, I had a hard time with this for a long time, because if someone just blatantly screws you over, it's like, why would I forgive them? And here's what I think about forgiveness. I think that forgiveness is more for yourself than it is for the other person. I call it chewing on your own tail when you don't forgive somebody. Imagine that, you're at home, this person you're mad at isn't even around, and yet you're like going through scenarios in your head about what you would do to this person and how you got screwed over. Well, you're not hurting them at all. All you're doing is chewing on your own tail. All you're doing is hurting yourself. And so, just like with the other example, I would practice forgiveness and actually practice it. Because I don't think we're born this way. I don't think we're born patient. I don't think we're born forgiving. These are behaviors that we have to unlearn. We have to become more dignified people. And you need to be relentless in your pursuit of that. Another thing I think about forgiveness is to not continuously throw yourself into situations that are going to require your forgiveness. An example of that would be like, say your brother is always borrowing money, he's not paying it back, and you're tired of forgiving him for it. Well, stop putting yourself in that situation. Stop giving him the money. And you can apply that to many things in life. If there's a coworker you don't like and they're constantly talking crap to you, do what you can to not put yourself near them. I understand if you have to be around them, that's different. But if you have any say in the matter, then don't put yourself near these people that are going to constantly require your forgiveness. And understand, when you've truly forgiven somebody, it doesn't really bother you anymore. It's something that you have completely let go of. There are some things, too, that are very, very egregious, and I would say require justice. But even then, you can look at some of these court cases where someone had some heinous crime committed against them, and then they go to the courtroom and they still forgive that person. And I understand that person still has to do their time, but the person that had the heinous crime committed against them doesn't want to live with that despair in their heart, and so they forgive them. Again, forgiveness is going to help you, not them. Okay, now let's look at jealousy. So whenever we get jealous and we become green with envy, it puts us into a state of lack, and it puts us into a state of focusing on what we don't have instead of what we do have. And so whenever jealousy starts to pop up and you catch it in the moment, realize that you're being jealous and be happy for that person. Wish that person well. And again, that's more for you. Maybe this person is Haktua, and she said a joke that isn't even funny. She isn't talented, and you can't understand how she made it to where she made it to. And maybe you yourself are a content creator, and you're like, I just don't understand it. This woman's not even funny, and she doesn't even have anything to say. Well, getting jealous about it is not going to help you in your mental state at all. You can hold that opinion without the jealousy. Alright, say you're normally a selfish person. Well, life will continually throw situations at you where you can practice being selfless. Maybe that person with change outside of Walmart, maybe you give a little bit to the Red Cross this time. Just practice little moments of selflessness. And you will naturally, as time goes on, your reactions to situations will be to be more selfless. And so really the thing you want to a thing that I think would help you would be to write down the qualities that you admire, which is why I'm always harping on someone that you think has qualities that you would like to emulate. Have a picture of that in your head, of what that looks like, and strive to be like that picture. However, there are certain virtues that are basically a necessity. Really, a lot of it just boils down to the golden rule. Okay, and so hopefully, for anybody that discovers this channel, or for the couple people that might be following along, hopefully you've realized that the world is pretty much bankrupt, and it's not out to help you. If anything, it's out to mine you of your attention, mine you of your money, mine you of your emotions. And so that requires an adaptive interchange. Hopefully you've started a meditation routine and you're working on increasing the space between your thoughts, giving your mind a degree of equanimity. And hopefully you're actively LARPing how you want to exist. Like, you're trying to be more Socratic, or possibly you're increasing your dedication and you're displaying the moral integrity that you need to continue on. And then after that, hopefully you're trying to discover the true mind, because knowing that connection to the true mind, knowing that that's the energy that you're bubbling up to the surface whenever you find it, that's going to be a good foundation for the rest of your reality.